It is the job of Democrats, however, to pull the panic alarm, push the panic button with regard to Donald Trump. And they are really ratcheting it up. So yesterday, Hillary Clinton sent off what is one of the most egregious tweets I have ever seen in my life. It was about Normandy, and here is what she limited the replies, by the way. Quote, 80 years ago today, thousands of brave Americans fought to protect democracy on the shores of Normandy. This November, all we have to do is vote. Yes, that's right. According to Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump is Hitler. And when you vote against Donald Trump, that is the same as you storming the beaches of Normandy. Yes, you fatso, carrying your Pepsi, your Slurpee, both of them, and your Cheetos in line at the polling place. You voting against Donald Trump, it's like when your great-grandfather stormed the beaches of Normandy while his friends got killed by mortars, according to Hillary Clinton. I mean, there are a few things that are insulting about this. One, the idea that voting is in any way equivalent to military service is absurd. Two, the idea that Donald Trump is Orange Hitler is absurd on its face. We know he isn't. He was president of the United States already. And guess what didn't happen? The Hitler stuff. By the way, if anybody were to blame for the rise of Orange Hitler, it would be Hillary Clinton, who was the candidate who somehow lost to him because she wouldn't visit Wisconsin. But this has become a Democratic talking point over the course of the last 24 hours. Nothing says true tribute to the heroism of D-Day, quite like comparing your political opponents to Hitler. Here is Mitch Landrieu, who's a senior advisor on infrastructure coordination for the Biden administration, doing the exact same thing.
And I feel very, very confident that this is going to be a very hard-fought race, but when the chips are down, the American people are going to show up, just like those kids did 80 years ago.
Just like the kids did 80 years ago. Exactly like that. Like they're going to storm off of amphibious landing craft onto a beach pocked by machine gun fire. And then they're going to vote for the old man who may have actually pooped upon himself at Normandy. Hot rumor on Capitol Hill is that they do carry a second suit, just in case, for the President of the United States. Meanwhile, the entire media have decided that the problem is not actually Donald Trump, it's Donald Trump supporters. Half the country, according to the mainstream media, according to legacy media, half the country are effectively brown shirts. So here is MSNBC's Nicole Wallace making the case that Trump supporters have to be fixed with Anthony Scaramucci, the mooch. You remember him from his extraordinarily short tenure as a White House press secretary for 5 hot seconds. And again, it is amazing how easily you become a hero of the day over on MSNBC. All you have to do is be a Republican for 5 seconds, turn around and crap on Republicans, and you will be hero of the day over at MSNBC, including Anthony Scaramucci. Here we go.
But how do you fix them? I mean, I don't recommend that we hate those people, but how do you help people that must hate themselves to want someone to serve as commander-in-chief who thinks they are suckers and losers if they get injured or die serving the country?
Listen, it's an absolutely terrible thing. I think that the President Biden, has actually done a great job for these people. President Trump may identify their grievances and may push buttons of their anger. But if you think of the reshoring, of manufacturing, the infrastructure deal, you think of the microprocessor foundries that are going into the United States, he has such a case to make for these people coming back to the Democratic Party.
Yes, let's listen to the words of a man who lasted for 11 days in the Trump administration. 11 days. Honest to goodness. I have vegetables in the fridge that have lasted longer than Anthony Scaramucci. Here is an eternal truth. Vegetables, yucky. Take Brussels sprouts. They taste like garbage. That's where they belong, but you're supposed to eat them. What exactly are they? Well, you don't have to know that much about vegetables to know that you can also get what you need from the vegetables with like Balance of Nature fruits and veggies. Balance of Nature fruits and veggies is the most convenient way to ensure you get your daily intake of fruits and veggies. Balance of Nature uses an advanced cold vacuum process that encapsulates fruits and veggies into whole food supplements without sacrificing those natural antioxidants. The capsules are completely void of additives, fillers, extracts, synthetics, pesticides, or added sugar. The only thing in those Balance of Nature fruit and veggie capsules, fruits and veggies. You need nutrients to function at your best each and every day. Balance of Nature helps you do that. I've been taking my Balance of Nature. They're kosher. They're excellent. Go to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code Shapiro for 35% off your first order as a preferred customer. Plus, get a free bottle of fiber and spice. That's balanceofnature.com, promo code Shapiro. Staying healthy on the job, big thing to me, important to you. Go check out balanceofnature.com, promo code Shapiro for 35% off your first order as a preferred customer, plus that free bottle of fiber and spice. Another thing I don't buy, by the way, is Joe Biden saying he's not going to pardon Hunter. Yeah, I don't buy that for one hot second. If Hunter Biden ends up with a 10-year prison sentence, the chances that Joe leaves him in prison to rot are zero. But here is Joe Biden trying to maintain that he's going to be hands-off with his Justice Department, presumably just as hands-off as he was when the Justice Department tried to cut an absolute sweetheart deal with Hunter Biden to let him off on all of the charges. A sweetheart deal only negated by a federal judge going, what in the hell is this deal? Here is Joe Biden proclaiming he's not going to pardon Hunter. Sure.
As we sit here in Normandy, your son Hunter is on trial, and I know that you cannot speak about an ongoing federal prosecution. But let me ask you, will you accept the jury's outcome, their verdict, no matter what it is?
Yes.
And have you ruled out a pardon for your son?
Yes.
You have.
He chose poorly. When it came to drinking from his choice for the Holy Grail was wrong, as it turns out. And he's been aging in real time, like the end of Indy. In any case, I don't believe that. Also, by the way, I will point out that his love for his family is quite selective. When it comes to one granddaughter, she has no contact whatsoever with Joe Biden. According to ex-stripper and Hunter Biden's ex-lover, London Roberts, she has now told Piers Morgan that President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden, the most caring members of the Biden family, have yet to even meet their 5-year-old granddaughter, which is that is how you treat family. Just really, really solid stuff here.
There's been several articles sent to me that, people have told me that, he's not acknowledged Navy and things like that. That was, during a time that I think the paternity suit had happened and the child support thing had not yet, and Hunter and I had not come to terms with things yet. And the advice that honestly I've been given from my attorney was that, grandparents don't normally step into a child's life until their child does. The father, steps in first. And I think that, Joe has sat back and waited for that to happen for Hunter before he was, feels that comfortable enough to step forward.
So Hunter, who had an unfortunate habit of stooping hookers and strippers, it turns out that he impregnated one of them. Then he tried to deny the paternity for literally years. And then finally he acknowledged the paternity. Joe Biden did not acknowledge this particular grandchild publicly for years and years and years. Now has done so, but still has not contacted this particular grandchild. But is there to defend Hunter Biden in the dock as he faces down federal gun charges that could land him in prison. By the way, it's going to be a moot point. My prediction, as always, Hunter Biden is going to get a hung jury. He's going to get a hung jury. This is happening in Wilmington, Delaware. That jurisdiction is a totally Biden-dominated area. Again, Joe Biden won something like 88% of the vote in Wilmington, Delaware. The Biden team owns that state. This would be the same as if you were actually to try Donald Trump, not in New York, but you were going to try him in West Palm Beach. Like but just the area of Mar-a-Lago. Like, it's an absurdity. Are you tired of the lies and the twists of the mainstream media talking points? Yeah, me too. Join me in my newest series, Fact, where I dismantle and bring truth to this tiring mainstream agenda.